Hey, how's it going, everyone? I am going to do the market recap. I'm going to recap um, my daily plan as well as the live market commentary I provided through StockTwits. Um, Pictured above, you can see my handle for StockTwits, so feel free to follow me there if you're interested in seeing the daily plans and market commentary. I apologize. I also apologize for my voice and some sniffles. I'm feeling a little under the weather, but nonetheless, let's chug along. So first thing I posted this morning was the updated calendar for the CLT or ChocolateLabTrading trading room. We have a very busy first month as the room obviously opened the first of this month, going through and teaching everyone the tools that I use, the market logic I use and abide by. So we have to make sure everyone has a solid foundation, right? So that's why we have such a busy month. But everything will be recorded and added to the video library on the site for any members who decide to join in the future. Link is in the description if you see the edge in this approach. So, creating a daily plan, step 1, checking the TPO. Tons of crucial information to take from our TPO. How are sessions forming? Where are we trading in the auction? Wrong where. Is there structure to clean? All things you must know to be a career trader. Alright, so let's check it out. If you've been following along on the YouTube, we've been discussing this balance area that we have now built in market structure, right? So already we could look below of where we are trading at this time. This is the overnight sessions market profile. We could see below as well as above there is structure to clean. So we could take that. We could take things from the past previous 2 trading days, taking a look at highs and lows. Did we clean structure? All things that we could take and help us build a better vision of what's going on in the auction. Of course, in the room and everything, we talk about all this specifically. We as well have market recaps solely dedicated for the room, where there is no vagueness, and we talk about everything that we could take from all of our charts, whether it be footprint or TPO. So, a quick daily plan. I was running a little late today. My personal plan going into today, simple as always. Sure enough, a few buy zones, a few sell zones, got our trades, and we'll get into it. This pivot can and most likely will provide a trade today, depends on where we open, and the tape at open for bias. Hence why it's not marked a buy or sell zone. So yeah, price action is trying to break out of the balance. We have to see if buyers are going to hold the top of the balance area and support a further move higher, or if bears are going to put a ceiling and accept price back into balance, right? Alright, so moving on, we have just finished going through the daily plan, reasoning, live on mic with the CLT crew. We'll be live again with them after market close for the full in-depth market recap, where we will look at the order flow and market profile. And what we'd like to do in these meetings is dissect every aspect of the day, from the overnight session, the morning session, into the open, obviously the open session, afternoon session, and kind of the afternoon session into the close. And we'd like to see where price was trading and why. If you don't know where price is trading in real time, you should not be trading. Alright, so 2 minutes after open, pay attention to the transacted contracts distribution, folks. Look at where we're trading. We'll go over a bit in the recap. So I've spoken about quite extensively on the YouTube that P-shaped distribution is a lot of sellers. This is most of the volume obviously is done up here. We can see a double selling balance, double buying imbalance. Bulls and bears are fighting each other right here. So what can we take from this? Since there's so much volume concentrated right here, underneath these buyers, I don't know if you guys heard that, I apologize. Underneath this buying imbalance, we're going to start running stops of buyers, and they will be the fuel for a quick move down, and vice versa, same thing to this side. If we start going over these selling imbalances, these sellers, their stops are going to be triggered, and they are the fuel if we continue up. Something else we could take is the top of node here. We see we have quite a bit of transacted volume there, giving us a little hint that the auction may not be done to the top side. But we did highlight this too in the daily plan. I said this was going to be a huge level, and you could see why, or see that obviously it is. Bulls and bears are fighting each other, trying to, uh, either get below this level or create this support and continue up. And I said that pivot working well, yes. Look at the volume, who is in pain. So this is a 4-hour chart. As you can see, we have a big volume balance. This 4-hour candle closed above a majority of its volume, and next candle opens. Buying imbalance moves up. Sellers can't move down on the tape. Buyers moving up on the tape. So buyers did their job. They defended this balance area high. And what does that tell us? Well, go to the sidelines. Unless you're already long or positioned yourself for this move, you should not be looking for a short unless you have the right things on your side. Obviously, what we look for in the footprint, we'd like to see that the market makers, algos, institutions, banks, whatever you like to call them, are on your side. How do we know they're on our side? We see the volume, right? So if now that we're trading above this P-shaped, we're going to want to see a whole bunch of volume build out higher. So we continue higher, and we're going to want to see even bigger nodes than these here. Big enough nodes that make these nodes look like small nodes, like these, right? So that we know the majority of volume is on our side up here, and we could trade it down. And that's what happened, and a few of us in the room caught a nice short. Alright, top node is trying to tell you something. We'll cover a bit in market recap. So yeah, I spoke about this soon. We now are trading up. All these sellers here, remember, they just got blown out of the water. And now we see nodes coming in again. Sellers are going to try. This was a sell area we were looking for, but thankfully for the footprint, it showed us that we have to wait. The selling is not here yet. Why? These nodes have not built out enough, as well as, again, look at how many contracts are still being transacted at the highs. So it means we're going up. I said top node is trying to tell you something. We'll cover a bit in market recap. And sure enough, did you listen to the order flow? It never lies. So I quote tweeted that, but sure enough, we continued up higher. And this brought on a good, something I always say, I try to put it in my daily plans: zones, levels, support, and resistance. They all mean squat until the order flow confirms. You want to see big hands are on your sides in the trades. Read the transacted volume. So this is a conversation I had with a room member. I said, look at that 4-hour close, sellers being taken behind the shed, exactly what we're looking at here. Sellers are just ran over. They cannot build a big enough offer to reverse price. Yes, and someone was saying how footprint's been helping them reduce the amount of cuts they've been taking, right? If you're just trading off candlesticks or indicators, RSI, they don't mean much, but transacted volume, you can't hide that as a market maker, right? At least in futures and stocks and Forex, there's other ways, but whatever. Alright, see how sellers are trying in the zone. Need to watch the tape for what we need for confirmation. We'll cover this a bit in recap. So yeah, we could see into this next sell zone. No surprise, sellers are trying again here. We do see some temporary exhaustion right now on the daily. This is a daily candle. What else do we see? Nodes are building out a little bit bigger than these, but remember those nodes that open? We want to see this build out more before we really look for the short, but signs are looking good for those of us who were looking for a short here. The signs are good, just need this to continue and bears to add to their position. Teaching traders to nail top tick entries. So this is where I and another member, we caught the short here. And we were watching, obviously, all chatting in the room together. We were watching the order flow live. And, you could read for yourself, but you could feel the stop run. So the more time you have watching the order flow live, you start to know and learn what to expect, where to expect it, and you see the stop runs. You could see them in person, and live. You see where sellers are active, meaning if we get above where sellers are active, those are where their stops are, and that's where we want to enter. First time I experienced this since Footprint, great feeling. And he took profits quickly, moved the stop loss to break even, no more risk. That's exactly what we want. Same thing, we saw signs on the tape that buyers were supporting, so I moved my stop to break even before I took my first partial. I ended up getting my first partial, but we saw exactly that this was buyers were supporting, and that was where that we put the bottom. But I have a screenshot, so let's go. So this is my personal trade. Obviously, we're looking for the sell zone or sell in here, and we got it. So I got the confirmation that I look for my entries using the order flow and a few other things, and was walking this through live with the rooms. Obviously, someone else caught it, got it. I took 2/3 off here. If you guys follow along with the YouTube, you know I take my first partial at 10 points 90% of the time, and I usually take 50% off, but as I felt under the weather, I've been playing more conservative. If you've watched yesterday's video, I took my first partial at 5 points just because I really don't feel like being at the desk. Just rest for now. So got my 2/3 off. Rest was stopped at break even. But that's how we trade. And I'll go back. Did I have it here? Okay, so I guess I cut it out. But using the order flow, we saw that buyers were defending over here. What is over here? Remember those previous sellers we saw nodes? They got ran over. And when price is retracing, oh, that's the wrong thing. When price retraced back to where those sellers got ran over, all the ones that didn't get stopped out, who gave us fuel for this up move to be trading over here, the ones that didn't get stopped out, they're thanking the heavens that they could exit their position close to the break even. They are then covering the shorts, they are buying, and then of course you have many traders who like to trade off high volume areas, so they're also buying, and we could see that on the order flow. Now, fine for me, I was able to get my partial off, but that is why I moved my stop to break even. Using the order flow, we can manage our risk much tighter. Using a simple candlestick chart, it's much more difficult. I think everyone can agree on that. But that was pretty simple. That was our morning session. We collected the coin, and that was it. So yeah, if you guys are interested in learning my approach, I have in my bio here YouTube channel, pinned to the home of the YouTube channel. If all of this is new to you, I have a video explaining how to read our footprint charts that we read, and of course my website. Alright, so I'll see you guys tomorrow in tomorrow's market recap.